Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Straight Up Wrestling Podcast. Um, it's a we're glad to be back. We're back. Okay, a lot of stumbling blocks, but these things cannot and they will not go away. But we're
Biggest
back,
stumbling block.
and that's it,
Biggest stumbling block.
isn't
I
it?
don't know where. I don't know where you are. I don't know where I'm going to put you on the screen when I edit, but biggest stumbling block.
Yeah, I'm back here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're back. That's all you need to know, people. You know, we've said we were coming back ages ago.
Just like CM Punk and Becky Lynch and Brock Lesnar and John Cena.
Yeah,
Returns for everybody.
returns for everybody. As always, I'm with my brother. There he is. That's D, double D, pair of tits. Yeah. We've said we were going to do certain things. Wrestling's Worst is coming back. It is coming back, people. We know what we're going to start with. And we're going to start with the utter shite that was WWE ECW. But it's coming back.
The fucking zombie.
Yes. But today, we're going to discuss...
Everything.
Well, it could be called utter shite.
Utter shite, yeah. Well, no, you know, to be right, let's be right at this minute in time with everything that's going on with WWE, AEW, everything around the world, and we'll touch on straight away fucking Zack Ryder wrestling in Vince McMahon do-rag ECW champion gimmick at GCW this past weekend. There's so much shit going on in the world of wrestling at the minute.
Everyone wants a bit of attention.
You can't not enjoy being a wrestling fan. Yeah. Whether you shit's WWE, whether you shit's AEW, whether you shit's like me, where I don't pick a side, I just like to watch what I like to watch. And if I don't like it, I just don't like it. Right? But it depends what you want. And obviously you've got CM Punk doing his stuff in AEW, potentially Daniel Bryan, potentially Bray Wyatt coming into AEW. Will AEW be a little bit over fucking top heavy with WWE stars? But if they all used correctly, why not? Do you know what I mean? Everyone gets a payday. WWE, Roman Reigns smashing it, John Cena making his big return, and then Brock Lesnar, we're recording this one night removed from SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar making his return. Edge with the Brood shit coming up through the fire. Mate, the wrestling world at the minute is brilliant. It's brilliant.
I love the shit.
Well, did you hear? Did you hear
that? Dude, right? Now, you know how old my daughter is, right? 8 years old, people, right? She hears that music from upstairs. She runs down the stairs. And I shit you not, if I could have took a picture of her face, right? That's an 8-year-old child that has been brought up on wrestling. You've seen it, dude. The AJ Styles pose as a freaking toddler. She ran down the stairs.
She's being brought up correctly, that's for sure.
The Brood.
It was brilliant. I think because
know who the fucking Brood are.
I think did you see all the posts before the event where because the venue was a cashless venue, but then all the systems went down. So like the Wi-Fi was down in certain areas of the venue, all the kiosks were down, like so no one could get anything, and there was no pyro. The pyro system failed. So I think for them to incorporate with the Brood entrance, like to be fair, I didn't notice. I think because you're so used to not having pyro and pyro being back's only a relatively new thing in WWE again. So I think because of the old school feel with the entranceway of SummerSlam and stuff, I feel like, pyro didn't need to be there, but I never realised until I kind of realised that, there isn't pyro. But yeah, I think Edge's entrance, where you have the Brood coming through the fire, and then he stops halfway down the ramp for Edge's actual theme music to come in, and he gets the big fucking fanfare. And I thought, to be fair, the whole event was, as SummerSlams go, and it should be big because it's SummerSlam, right? It's one of the big ones. I think as SummerSlams go, it was one of the best ones we've had in a long time.
That, right? But I think to top it off was actually on Raw when he fucking went all fucking batshit crazy. Did his promo in the ring, sat on a chair, told fucking he was going to go somewhere fucking dark, and then Seth's in the ring fucking laughing and joking. and it just went, and I got goosebumps now.
Well, it was the old school. Like, if you remember with the Brood, they didn't really have much to say apart from these little catchphrases. And Edge's was always "take care," fucking because the freaks come out at night and all this. And for him to throw all that way back, because with Seth Rollins saying, "Oh, you need to go back to that place that you can't go back again. You won't be able to find." It's fantastic.
Some way in it.
Well, I was hoping, like last night when the Brood music hit, I was hoping that Gangrel was going to come out first, and then you were going to get "You Think You Know Me," and then Edge's music comes out.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Because
obviously Christian we can't because
blood spray and
Well, no, it's not blood, is it? It's not blood because it's fucking it's black. Because they're not calling it a bloodbath; they were calling it a brood bath.
Well, I just think that would have been cool. No complaints, like for what they did.
No, I thought SummerSlam was great, but
right. I was in another group. You're still there, and I'm gone, right? But I can't help but say, someone did a post a couple of weeks ago, last week, drunken post, and basically called SummerSlam a weak top 4. Listen, right? Over the last 3 years, I've not seen a weak SummerSlam.
No, but SummerSlam's not a week pay-per-view. SummerSlam isn't. It can't be. It's got to be viewed up there with like
when. Isn't as good as SummerSlam.
No. But Survivor Series isn't what it once was.
No.
I mean, it's not been what it once was for a long time. But SummerSlam has always been for me. Like, you've always had the Rumble. The Rumble always starts the year. But Mania's the big one at that portion of the year, and SummerSlam's the big one at this portion of the year. SummerSlam dictates what happens from now going through to the Rumble for me. Where Mania dictates what goes from Mania to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I know you've got all your bollocks in between and stuff like that, but for me personally, I thought that was brilliant. And speaking of brilliant, what I also thought was absolutely fantastic.
Right? How many things did they have to change, right? Within 24 hours, and when I say if, I mean if. Maybe Vince didn't give a fuck. Because if Vince gave a fuck, Vince would have tried. You know? People may say, well, you don't know if he hasn't tried. We don't know. Right? Maybe CM Punk hates WWE as much as he says he does. That's fair enough.
Yeah, but is that just not the norm, though, for any AEW guy or any non-WWE guy? Is that just not the stick, the norm stick that you've always expected? When they leave a promotion, they go to another promotion and they bash that guy.
It's always been that. Hogan, Flair, they've done it repeatedly.
They bash him. They bash him. And people are surprised. They're shocked. Can you believe so-and-so bashed WWE? Of course I can. They're now a competitor.
Controversy makes money.
That's it. You know, Eric Bischoff knew that himself.
We've seen now 7 years in the making. I argued with one of your boys about it, Liam Clark, and he blocked me, right?
He's not one of my fucking boys.
Right?
No, not at all.
And I thought it was quite funny. Blocked me. Because he could. I wasn't trolling him in any way. I'm like you. I refuse to believe it. You know? But then, come yesterday morning, me inbox says, Liam Clark sent you a message. And I just thought, fucking delete. You know what I mean? It's not hate from me regarding CM Punk. I
thought it was brilliant. I think it was one of them. It was one of them worst kept secrets, wasn't it? Well, it was one of them worst kept secrets where there was that much fanfare. It had to happen. And when it did happen, I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
For security purposes.
Well, the fact that
if he'd have walked out in that arena, people would have tried to jump the barrier and everything.
Oh, mate, do you know the thing is, what got me? While CM Punk was making his entrance, there was a sign that said, if Punk shows, we riot.
I seen that. That was like the ECW one with John.
But I think it was one of them where, like, I think for weeks and weeks and weeks, we've had the rumour that Punk's going to show up on this rampage. It's in Chicago. It's all building up for him. And I think it was one of them where they made it far too obvious. Like, there was the pitch that was circulating about the shirts at the start of the show that had, like, the AEW logo with the Punk sort of logo sort of interjected with it. And you knew he were going to turn up the start of the show. Imagine the start of the show, the fans are all going, CM Punk, and fucking Jungle Boys music plays or something. Could you imagine? They had to have it. And it was brilliant. Like, Punk was nearly crying. It was like, I think Punk knew deep down inside that fans still cared 10 years after the summer of Punk.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Punk obviously knows that WWE fans care.
Oh, but I think it's wrestling fans in general. What you've got to think about is before AEW came about, all these fans were still fans. I imagine they still are. And this is the thing that annoys me about like internet fans. Like, why do you have to pick a side? It's not the 90s anymore. You can watch whatever you want to watch. I've not watched a live WWE or AEW or Impact Wrestling event in years. Yeah, well, apart from Mania, because I'll always book day off from work, right? But especially in UK, it's not easy.
Listen,
but it's so easy to watch everything online.
Well,
do you know what I mean? You can catch up on everything. Yeah, you don't need to pick a side. But it's cool though, isn't it?
And say, listen, what happened in the wrestling last night?
Yeah, exactly. You know? But it's cool to pick a side though, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool to be an AEW fan and dick on WWE.
But there's a lot of toxicity in picking a side these days. You know,
I think especially with social media as well, it's unreal. It's unreal.
You're getting called names. You're getting fucking. Do you know what I mean?
That's just social media in general, and just the topic being wrestling. Wrestling fans are very toxic. Now let's speak something that's not toxic. I think I'll hand it over to you, David. Fill us in on what's going off in the world of the New Japan. Everyone looks the same wrestling.
Well, I'm going to be blunt. I mean, Will Ospreay, the man with the polluted voice, I think
is back.
Awesome. You give that man a mic, and CM Punk doesn't matter. You know, he spoke his mind when he came out in Resurgence and basically said, you know, fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've got this title. He's an interim fucking champion. And
the belt's shit, though. Not gonna lie, the belt does look like the Divas title.
It's fucking horrible.
It's vile.
You know, I'm gonna go where I want, when I want. I just really hope. Listen, right? We've just said about picking sides. I really don't want to see him walk out on New Japan because that'd not an AEW because that'd just upset me. Because I just think this belt collector bollocks is just getting stupid. You know? Impact Pro Wrestling haven't... Did I just say pro wrestling? Impact Wrestling.
Impact Pro Wrestling? They're all right. Fucking right. Brian Myers fighting Christian for world title.
They've not benefited from any of this.
No, but everyone said that though, haven't they? Everyone said that. It's like AEW didn't need that additional advertising for me. But what AEW's done is they've used the Impact name to broaden their sort of name, where Impact's like, yeah, shit all over us. Impact's just said, bend over, Tony Khan's come with a load of money, and he's done a Roman Reigns up Impact Wrestling.
I just think, listen, New Japan will be there no matter what, you know?
Always.
All New Japan are doing is they're using, and that's all it is, people using. They don't need AEW. Their product will always be there in Asia, and it's massive.
No, absolutely. Well, look at the Tokyo Dome shows. Look how many people sell out the Tokyo Dome shows. It's unreal.
It's unreal. It's over 100,000, isn't it?
And that could just be a pay-per-view filled of people that all look the same.
That's it, you know. But they're very much, before the pandemic hit, they were due to launch their brand in the United States, and that's all they're doing. You know, it's a handshake. It's a golden handshake. You know, we won't forget, and that's what it is. You know, we will send our younger talent, which are basically the young lions, to Impact. You know, you will help us do this. We will, crossover shows.
Absolutely.
Vince don't want all of that.
But Vince, in Vince's mind, and I firmly believe, ever since he killed WCW, I think. Do you know the thing is though, people seem to give Triple H more credit than he actually may deserve, because everyone seems to believe that once Vince fucks off and Triple H takes over, then WWE is going to be this big happy indie bollocks place. It might not be.
No, I don't think
it really might not be, because Stephanie might still be the one pulling the strings, right? And yeah, I don't know. I think Vince has got a good solid 20-year left in him.
Without the big dad, who actually is going to pull the strings?
Yeah, but who knows? Yeah, but like I said, everyone presumes that once Vince fucks off, Triple H is going to be this land of indie bollocks and Johnny Garganos of the world are going to be fucking world champions and all this
There's a lot
shit.
of links in there. There's a lot of links
It
linking them with
might not
Stanley
be.
to
Well,
Disney.
look, a perfect segue. Let's go into the current bollocks with NXT. Like, I don't watch it, and I know you're a massive, massive fan. Now, it sounds like they're ripping NXT back to its bare bones. Starting again, you've got to be over the age of 30, or under the age of 30, sorry, and you've got to be over 6 foot. It's Land of the Giants is NXT is going to become. Vince must have found a pallet worth for ICO Pro in warehouse, mate. I want beefy bollocks again.
I know you love Vince, lad, but I pray Vince pops it before he even. Fucking. The only
Vince is the reason why we all love this.
The only issue with NXT is the fact that Vince is incapable of using their talent on the mainstream. These guys weren't made with mic skills and the ability to, I'm gonna say, draw a crowd, right? These guys they're indie guys, and they cater to a solid wrestling audience. Some may say very, very toxic, very, very aggressive. You don't walk into our fucking stadium and with that t-shirt type of thing. But these guys have got mainstream TV. It's, for me, it's a product that I've invested 30 years of my life in, wrestling.
Absolutely.
But it's got that twist of entertainment. It doesn't, it can't. It can't give you fucking 40 minutes of fucking like last night. But last night spent a lot of, people may say wasted time. I didn't think so. I've said for a long time with Raw and SmackDown, they're fucking wasting 45 minutes on segments. Segments last night were untouchable.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was fantastic. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was quick. It was pacey. I love the fact that SummerSlam was on a Saturday because it meant I could watch it fucking live. I could watch it with some beers and not have to worry about booking a day off work or ringing in sick.
I want to know the reasoning behind it, but I'd like to think that could be a stick thing.
Yeah. Well, everyone look at WrestleMania. Everyone was dicking on the 2-night thing because, maybe this year with fans it didn't really work because the Saturday was better than the Sunday. But I'd be definitely down to split an 8-hour show across 2 4-hour evenings. No problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely, make it a big spectacle.
I just think whenever you watch a Mania and it's that fucking long, you are drained and you just want to KO.
Yeah.
Within
in one big section as well, because like it's hard work. Because if you want to take in the pre-show as well, like English time, your pre-show may kick off at 10, but then the show's still going on at 5 o'clock in the following morning, and it's just it. But by the time it comes 2, 3, 4, you're done.
You can hear the birds tweeting.
Mate, the sun comes up. The sun comes up and you're still watching Mania.
You're smoking a fag and having a beer at 5 o'clock in the morning and the birds are tweeting. Next door neighbours popping their head over the edge and they think you're a full-blown alcoholic.
Absolutely. And you're just running around your living room going, whoa, whoa, it's WrestleMania. 3 morning and that.
That's awesome. Chasing the dog around the garden.
That's it. Ooh-ah. 3 morning. Speaking of ooh-ah, isn't it a bit fucking ooh-ash? The fact that Bianca Belair jobbed out in 25 seconds to Seth Rollins' wife. That's just, do you know, I get that Becky Lynch is the man. I get the funfair. I reckon she's got COVID.
You reckon?
I reckon so.
I reckon she spat her dummy out and said, I want to go to AEW. Hey!
Her and Britt Baker.
Dude, that is the type of girl that's going to fucking say what she thinks.
Oh, yeah.
She walked into WWE yesterday morning and Vince pulled her aside and said, we're going to go with Becky. She wouldn't have thought. She'd go, oh, fuck you then.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Up to 100%. Yeah, 100%.
You'll have your papers tomorrow.
I think as well, Sasha Banks is that high in sort of the wrestling spectrum when it comes to females.
She's that high in her own mind.
That she could, and in her own mind, and because obviously being the cousin of Snoop and all that sort of jazz you had in.
That's just, she got a job. She got a job tomorrow.
Yeah, she's got a job for life, hasn't she? That's the thing. She's the name value. That name value always gets a job for life. Yeah. And speaking of name value, yet again, for a 94,000th World Championship, Charlotte Flair is once again your champion in the hot potato that is the Raw Women's Division.
I'm just so glad they took it off, Nikki. I just, listen, that gimmick worked in a certain era.
Mate, the issue they have with that gimmick, I have one big issue. That they introduce her as almost a superhero, Nikki ASH. So is her real name almost a superhero, Nikki almost a superhero?
I just don't get it, dude.
Do you know, I get the gimmick. But not in a title picture. It's not, if you had a gimmicky women's mid-card championship, so like a hardcore or a European or something like that, or the 24/7. Why couldn't you get involved in that? Whoever said that was just a male, because there's been Medusa, weren't Medusa 24/7 champion at one point? Oh, Alundra Blaze.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So why can't Nikki get involved in that?
I just look at it and I just think, I don't want to sound nasty, but it doesn't give the girl any credit, and it makes her look a bit special.
It makes her look stupid.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
You know, it's a bit of a Eugene type of thing. I'm just like, she's gone from...
Especially from where she's come from as well. If you think about where she's come from with the gimmick in NXT, and then she's had that weird little gimmick with Alexa Bliss where she was the best mate and all that, very facey, very, very vanilla. And now she's gone from that to this. And like I said, this could work. This could absolutely work, right? But not in a world title picture when you've got serious competitors. And this is the thing, Nikki Cross can go, but you can't book a character like that to be a dominant fucking babyface. You just can't.
I mean, I sat there a couple of weeks ago and I thought, you know what? If she's going to be a superhero, get a bunch of superheroes behind her.
Yeah.
If you want to really have fun with this, give her her own DC universe on her own Marvel.
Well, let Hurricane get involved. Let Hurricane, because Hurricane's on the fucking booking committee. Let Hurricane get involved. I mean, obviously, I know we've not got Rosie anymore, but we can use other.
See if Molly wants to do a few weeks,
get Mighty Molly in there.
Exactly.
Well, they could have gone, if she wanted to be a superhero, they could have gone like a superheroes training academy.
There's your women's tag
champions.
Women's tag
Molly Holly and Nikki Cross.
God knows how long.
Mighty Molly and Nikki ASH.
Fucking awesome, man. That's just money. What's that on t-shirts?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what it's all about.
I'd hate it, but from a business sense...
Mate, from a business sense, it's all about that. And that's what it's all... And that's the thing in the world of wrestling. People get so pissed off because their favourite person doesn't get pushed or their favourite person's not getting over. But to be fair, it's not about what you think. It's not about what I think. It's not about any of you think. It's about what makes that. And if the owner of the company, Vince McMahon, doesn't think you make that... You're fucked off.
You look at in the morning, apart from your emails, and it's
and your winky.
You look at night.
And your winky.
Yeah, and your winky.
Always. Always.
Yeah, I mean, listen, right? There was overall great fucking pay-per-view. The right results. I mean, new tag team champions.
I'd say the right results.
Dude, where are you on that shit?
Right. I'm good. I'm torn because I can't. I'm a Randy guy. I'm a Randy guy minus the facial hair. I'm not digging that Randy. Right? You know but a Riddle guy, old car boot Rob Van Dam. Right? I'm all right.
I was watching
not a fan.
Right, the other day, and I was like, you know what? Randy needs to do another faction, and he needs Dexter from fucking. I was looking at the mustaches, and I was like.
The guy on NXT.
Yeah, I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, no, it's a bit rapey. Is that mustache?
Randy.
No, but Randy always has been. But for me, Randy, when Randy wants to be comedy, he can be a little bit. But for me, Riddle, I like the character, but I'm not a big fan of Riddle the wrestler. Put some fucking boots on for starters.
Oh, you see, I am.
You're not Superfly.
I am a big fan of his.
But no, I like the team. Like I said, I think all the results were fine, apart from I feel like Becky and Bianca could have had a fucking 15, 20 minutes stellar. But is that proves that Becky's not quite ready yet?
I feel what Becky did with fucking that wench was right.
Mrs. Cody Graves.
She needs firing, dude. she really does.
The most beautiful woman in all of WWE.
She gets on me tits. She does not belong anywhere near a wrestling ring, that fucking woman. Honestly, right? But I just think that should have been basically Becky telling Bianca, I ain't going to get you tonight.
But I'm coming for you.
That should have been it. You don't marry a girl like Bianca Belair in that fashion.
Or just have Bianca smash Carmella, like in literally 30 seconds, and when she's pinned her, as she's celebrating, boom, Becky Lynch music hits.
Well, that's it.
And we get the standoff from the aisleway and stuff like that,
You've got your world champion who's just been feuding with Sasha Banks, who people regard as the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You've just had to lay down within 20 seconds. She's got no way of coming back from that and saying, yeah, well, you blindsided me, like she would have if what you just said. She just lies there now and takes it.
And then she sits there in the corner all shock face. Yeah. It's like you took a punch to the face and you took a rock bottom. That's all you took. The manhandle slam, the rock bottom.
I couldn't help but wear my t-shirt. You know
the man. The man. I'm the fucking man. Right. I reckon on that note, we will call it quits for this little comeback show.
Quick one, Brock.
Quick one about Brock and his little gay handlebar haircut.
You wouldn't tell him that's gay.
Absolutely, I would. I'm not scared of Brock. I'm not scared of Brock. I know a guy that sells IcoPro. We'd come to a deal.
Did he look lean?
It looks good. But my only issue were I wish it would have been Lashley and not Reigns.
Lashley looked good though.
Mate, Goldberg looks shit.
Pissed me off at the end because I know we're gonna have to watch that again.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar should have come out after Bobby Lashley smashed Goldberg and smashed his son. Brock Lesnar should have come out for Lashley, not come out for Reigns. But it's Vince in it. Vince is like, fucking Brock and Roman.
Brock looked $1 million.
But when are we going to see him again? I love Brock. I've always loved Brock. I just wish we'd see him all the time when he comes back.
I don't think you'll see him next week.
No, we won't see it. Probably till Rumble now.
Yeah, you won't see him. I mean, for me, I watched all that. I watched that little bit of a segment, right? And I could see Brock and I was like, please don't align yourself with Roman and Paul. Please don't.
Oh, if Brock acknowledges the big dog.
I was just Paul Heyman's face.
Brock Lesnar comes out and goes, hurrah!
Can you imagine, right, if Paul knew nothing about it? Can you imagine if Paul Heyman knew nothing about that?
Are we going to get WWE entertainment storyline where Paul Heyman's going to become the pawn in the Roman and Brock Lesnar game, like a child getting pulled between his friend and his associate, and then we're going to end with Paul Heyman on a pole at Royal Rumble.
Or we could chuck a third guy in and go, no, I want Paul too. Oh, someone like Karrion Kross.
Cesaro.
Bless him. That woman, Scarlett Bordeaux, is gold.
Ah, yeah, but she's gone. She might be fucking gold, but Vince just sees her as another fucking bird.
Well, that's it. It's just she can't come on mainstream. She'll fucking make Charlotte look stupid.
That's it. After Charlotte spent $45,000 million on plastic surgery.
It cost me a fucking fortune.
On that note,
I just wish she'd take this release.
We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here before we start offending people, Dave. We need to go.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, people. This is Straight Up Wrestling Podcast. I'm Dave. He's Dave. We are the Tits.
Until next time.